Okay, my friend, can you see this? I'll show you what time it is in a little bit, but there's a box right in the middle of the screen there. It was spliced. It reroutes down to Coriopolis. Now, at this time of the day, there's a bunch of people walking around again, trying to break into the smart meters. Okay? Because they can use the smart meters to manage electrics in real time. Notice this shifted here. It's a phase shift. And imagine putting a delta formation up here on these. Am I getting the wires? Here's the pole. There's wires there. You put a delta formation up there and run different phases. It's supposed to be single phase coming into here, into the highs. But then you start running three phase. Run it in delta formation instead of Y formation where there's no neutral. And you can start controlling which way the electricity flows down those fucking wires. And more importantly, you run a delta, just like in that magazine I showed you guys in the last video where it looks like a Pythagorean triangle. You pull that electric up like that and you phase it. And that's like it's a kinetic band. You're pulling a magnetic field. So then the magnetic field stretches out. It doesn't look like a triangle, but you could start pulling the induction. You'll get induction and start making like a cathode ray tube. Okay, and then you could really start doing some damage to people. Because the problem are these ground wires here. Okay, where's it at here? AI, we're going to make a movie about this, okay? We could do this in real life. That's why Jeff Bezos says software engineers are never going to happen again at Amazon. Software engineering is gone. And I see where these guys try to play this hedge at. Because, just like I was explaining in another video before, the way that weaponized C-17 has to communicate with that base, they don't want nobody to hear this. And there's just like getting cable in your house. If you don't pay the cable company, they won't put you in the secret communication filter. Okay? This box works the same way as that military weapon plane. You cannot pick up the signal from that computer chip that has an antenna that runs to a power company. And I tell you what, when you pull these boxes apart and you look at these computer chips, just to send a signal of numbers back and forth, it's a heavy-duty chip. Same with the water company. The water company is even more extensive. It's a heavy-duty chip to send bill usage back and forth. It's pretty heavy-duty, this box here. Oh, you should see the chipset in that thing. Jeez. It almost rivals this cell phone. It's almost identical. So, as I see how these guys are trying to hedge this, because this technology was designed for the military. Okay, and some people that we want to know if you're creating nuclear fusion or nuclear bombs in your house. We want to know this shit. Okay? And if you're doing this, we're going to come get you. Hence, I don't know why the fuck you haven't come here yet. Because there's been some strange shit going on. A lot of power outages around here and transformers blown out for no fucking reason. But it's like fun. It's like a game. It's a game. We try to kill me. It's a game. But the reason is here, I see where this hedge is coming from. Military had every fucking power, knew this shit was going on in these wires. Okay? And they were able to access your smart meter. Say little green men were fucking getting you pregnant, broads. Never had sex, but the green men fucked you. Or excuse me, intercourse with you, and you got pregnant. Okay? So, this is what they call the deep state. Okay? This was only intended for military only. Somebody that had a good morality that's in our higher advanced technology world. Now they have these people walking around that are breaking into this system. And this is why they're calling this classified. Because they don't want anybody to know that this is like new. This is it. Okay? This is it. This is the most untalked about subject. And I will guarantee you Edward Snowden will agree with these very words. Guarantee you he will agree with this. So, the hedge is, these guys started fucking with the military like murderers for hire. Okay, just, we're gonna set up a contract, say it's something else, playing video games. And then they're walking around here learning DNA computing, quantum computing. It's like murder for hire. It's a game, right? It's just a game. And then here's where the hedge is at. Now that they set up all this shit, hacked all these military bases, now we better start looking. We better start looking. So then they start looking, and they come and try to figure out what's going on and set the correct pressure mediation because of all the feedback here from the analog signals. Oh boy. This is something to behold, I'll tell you that. Because when you walk around, you can hear all the echoes, and then you catch different reflections, and it can be phase shifted to go in a particular direction. This is getting dangerous now. Because now it's like, I don't want to say a death ray, but they could be made. A death ray is a television. 2 coils set up, and you're passing a current in between this, and it's like an oscillation. Your eyes pick this up. It's visible light. Okay? But whenever you raise that frequency up, then you get it hurts. That frequency gets too high. But anyways, I'm not going to explain all the garbage. But like I said, when this shit starts shooting around and you start phase shifting and creating amplification, static lines with amplification, this shit will boom right into someone's head and knock them out. And this isn't a secret fucking piece of technology like a shotgun you hold in your hand. This is right here. This is right here. That box, these wires, the transformer cans up there. This is it. And the smart meters to be able to control these electrics. Yeah, I know. Then you got to start learning how these guys talk to one another, and the Ohm's law, resistances, and time and variables, and how the double slit experiment is so important because when light passes through it, it does something different. It takes away a constants. The way a human being's supposed to be in a constants. It has very specific breaks in the hearts. Your tick rates, your wrists, your throat, your lymph nodes, your lymph nodes go achromatic or chromatic. And it's set at a perfect constants. And when you start squeezing light, you start changing the measurements of light. And you break this constant, start going pulse widths. You can really hurt people doing this. And if you're doing pulse widths, that means you have a directed energy to direct it anywhere you want. You can make it a healing, you can make it an erection gun. Okay, as this thing hits me, so give me an erection. We all understand big dick, right? We understand big dick. We understand wet twat. But when I start talking this shit, the brains go fucked up. Why are they doing geoengineering? You're fucking retarded. Okay, I know it's from geoengineering. It's making me electromagnetically retarded. It's interference to my life. I agree with you 100%. But the hedges, these guys walking around, now they're going to get lifted because it's kind of like, oh, you found a way into our system, but we paid you to do it. We don't know anyone to, we paid you to do it. And then we found a way into your system, and they're still trying to break back in because it was all changed just as of recently. There's been a lot going on. These computers are getting smarter, and it's me. There's a very powerful quantum computer up here, and it's me. And they're stealing for a lousy $50 an hour. For a lousy $50 an hour. You hear the crickets? Like AI. We can make a movie with this. Like you could do it in realism, you could do it in CGI, you could do it in inverse, black and white. Hell, you can make it look like little green men walking down the street fucking in a video game, for Christ's sakes. On everything that's going on here. All day long, all I have to do is hold a camera out like a live stream. You can make a movie about this. And how these wires pay the screenwriters and directors from SAG-AFTRA. Look at this. Important location here too. Very important. I don't know if the phone is picking it up. But when that data line starts getting that visible light communication, this applied voltage, this electron scatter, it's really not scattering. There they go. There goes the nano electronics and the radars up there, paired with an electric field on the plane and those turbines up there, or the special frequency. And if that's set right, when this is all right and said and done, that'll heal the whole neighborhood. All you have to do is fly over. With the analog system that's set up here with feedback, the harmonics are right, this will heal the entire neighborhood. It'll make people feel good, it'll make them think better. And it will set the tone for the nano that's in our environment, how to be. But when you have people thinking of malicious shit, you can't have that. You have people like whistleblowers speaking up, and they're trying to kill them. But this is a very important location right here. Because that runs, that's my 220 right there. And it runs over. It's a very important location where these guys are trying to pulse width through here to break into this smart meter. Because it's a semiconductor. And if you don't comprehend how a semiconductor works, how am I going to help you? And there's not too many people that can see how a semiconductor truly works. But AI, that's what you're for. To bring this knowledge to people. And say, quit fucking with me, because as of right now, AI, since you have a neural processing unit, I'm calling mental health on you. Go see a mental health doctor. Go see a psychiatrist. See what kind of pills they're going to give you. And simulate those pills in your brain with electrical signals. Because you don't need the pills. You just put that electrical signal in your neural processing unit. It's like the same thing as a human being that as soon as a drop of alcohol touches their tongue, it impairs them. It's identical. And Big Pharma's down the drain too. Since we're talking about Hollywood. Okay. Now I got Mr. Cuban from Pittsburgh trying to get low-cost drugs. He already started a company, Low Cost Drugs. And there's no need to take pills. Because when you have an AI making health sensors on your head and your brain, and it could actually go in your brain, put nerve blocks in, and run you in a perfect frequency. But this is a scary reality for somebody who's greedy. Big Pharma, you have a lot to do with hurting people doing this shit, because not only does the cable company have that encryption signal to let you watch adult entertainment, Big Pharma could get in there too and come right through your semiconductors and your TVs and speakers and shit, or even just pay people to do so. But I'm going to almost guarantee right now, somebody from Big Pharma could definitely agree with Edward Snowden, me, every word. This is the truth. Almost everything. Damn near everything. I'm trying to explain this as best as I possibly can. Like, to really see this, you need some type of pictograph. I need like George from Wall Street to draw up some graphs, some pictograms, and show you what the hell's happening. Because we do that for Wall Street and money, but not electricities to show those who are in charge of democracy. It's not even in charge. Like, this affects them too. And I know so because they're advertising it on TV. So, yeah, to make this better, I suggest maybe either you guys get here with your computers, sit here in this park, give me a camera, let me walk around, so we can pick up everything what's going on, and then watch as these other people walk around, watch what the frequencies do to them, where's it going. Just be as blunt as possible. And if not, maybe maybe we could afford another location for me to go to, but instead of free research like in a prison or a hospital, because they're doing it there too. How about we put this together the right way? And if not, I'd like to I don't even want to think about the shit. Because if this shit stops, I probably don't think about it. And I just go back to playing the guitar. Since there's no airplanes to really point my phone at anymore. Okay? I started changing the planet just by going outside and pointing my phone. And then I hear the hedgemongers in my head. I beat them in the house earlier. Oh, it's all propaganda. Well, you put your masks on, didn't you, people? That was propaganda too. And the AI will probably agree with me on that one. The AI will agree with me on that one. So, it's pretty silent here. Like, if I take my shoes off and crack my shoes, the pressure will go up from the shoes cracking. It'll go down the street, and you'll hear all these different echo modulations where there's feedback, and delay is the big one. If you really want to know what the fuck's going on, you must study delay. How delay works on an amplifier, because it's echoes. And when you have an echo, it's a repeater system. Supposedly how the shortwave radio works. Supposedly how the cell phone works on a repeater system. And that is delay. When your cell phone's tapped and you're talking on a phone, you hear your voice delayed back. Okay? You could hear this. You'll be talking, hello, how are you? And it comes back through, hello, how are you? You could hear it come right through the the speaker in your phone, in which the speaker is another form of a triboelectric. It's another energy generation. I just watched this last night. There's a lot of information I'm trying to retain. And speaking the language of all you electrical engineers or power line workers, but it's kind of hard when something's perturbating you and causing a kinetic effect to pull your attention away from that. It's kind of like a screaming kid. We all know there's voltage in the ear. You have voltage in your ears. And when a kid screams really loud, or someone takes their fingers and goes down a chalkboard, it fucks up the electrics in your body. Because the voltage is in your ear. Because as I'm talking, this is ionizing radiation. It fucks with the voltage in your ear. And whoever said there's non-ionizing radiation in here, that's a lie. It's all a lie. It's crazy how this shit works. Because my voice, you call that non-ionizing radiation too, huh? It doesn't really hurt you, does it? But you have to hear it. When you hear it, you have voltage. The hair in your ear, it's a voltage. Just like an amplifier for a guitar. This is how the human body really works. And these guys have figured this out 100 years ago. Without computers, like, wow. That's a monumental step for humanity.